There it is. We are live. Just getting my coffee ready because this is Dee and this is Down the Wormhole, and it is Sunday morning, and holy crap, I'm on time. Gotta love the time change. I had a whole extra hour to kind of get ready because do you think I actually got up an hour later? No, I got up at my usual. So that doesn't work at all, I have to say. So yeah, I thought today we could talk about fish maintenance. What is some of those silliest things that you used to do that we thought was the norm back then? I just thought it would be kind of fun to talk about. I'm going to try and bring up some chat here so that I can see who's here as well. I still have some of my old fun oldie goldies, which is really awesome. This tank behind me is one of my first tanks that I ever had. Absolutely cool. I love it. It's a 55 gallon. It is square. You don't really see that around a lot. Let's see if I can bring up some chat. Turn the volume off. That's always fun. There we go. So yeah, this 55, absolutely awesome. Oh, hey, how's it going? Where's it going? Oh, the time change. Yes, this is the time change. It is now officially 10. I'm not an hour late. So, yeah. I actually started on time today, so that's kind of rare. Usually I'm that 5 minutes late, but no, I am on time today, which is really fun. Yeah, because like I said, I still got up at my normal time, and it was like, yeah, well, maybe I made it. I made it on time. Super cool. So thank you all for being here. We got Aquatic Jack. JH, thank you for stopping in. Top Secret Aquatics. Oh, awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Aquafunk's in here. Well, hey, yeah, like what a crazy morning. I like the time change, and I hate the time change. Especially the dogs hate the time change. They just look at you like... But my tummy says it is 5 o'clock now. I don't care what your clock on the phone says or anything else. My tummy says now. And yeah, it kind of goes with anybody. So yeah. Yeah, Rachel is streaming today. I'm excited, and I'm kind of bummed about that all at the same time because yeah, I just might I want to go see her stream too, and she's on ready like in half an hour, I think it is now. I really wish that I had seen that earlier. I might have tried to actually jump on here half an hour earlier to try and compete with that. Prolific Breed, good to see you. Good to see you. Not Nola J. Rich. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you in here, Melvin, as always. Hi, how you doing? You're doing like your channel's growing awesome. No worries. So yeah, Rob, Rob 93 is in here. Good morning, my positive too. Like, what can you say about that? Yes, you're such a community-oriented person. There, now I got my screen is set up properly. I can see everything, chat. Yay! So yeah, what is the most craziest thing that you used to do when you first started fish keeping? When I started fish keeping, I was probably 7, 8-ish, around there. We may be a little younger. I don't know. It was really early. We started off with a 15-gallon tank. We bought a Oscar fish for this 15 or 10-gallon tank. I'm not 100% sure what it was. And we bought this fish out of a hardware store. So literally, yeah, like beside us were a bunch of snowblowers, and we were buying fish in these little metal tanks. Which kind of like, I don't have a fish in here. I didn't get them in here. I got it clean. But yeah, these little metal tanks. They had a rack of them, kind of like how you'd see the wood or the fancy black. But yeah, they were all in this metal racking. And those were the 2 types of tanks you could get. This guy back here was our second purchase because, like I said, we bought an Oscar. We bought an Oscar. So we ended up getting another tank. They did not even make them this big. This was a special order from, I can't even remember. It came over on this slow boat from somewhere at the time. And yeah, it was the first black tank that they'd seen. So it was kind of neat. we got it. It is still rocking it. I cannot believe we have never managed to smash this thing yet. It has done a lot of moves. A lot of moves, I have to say. Oh, yes, definitely, Melvin. Hey, this is such a positive community when you look at some of the other communities out there. I really enjoy a lot of the pet communities. It's really, like, it has its dramas. I'm noticing it has its moments, that is for sure. Can't say that we're skipping out on all the moments, but yeah, like, just nuts. Rob, Rob, I'd like to get another Oscar, but I don't want to get a bigger tank than the 55. And knowing what I know now, this tank did do the Oscar very well, but it was definitely, I would say, too small. When he was fully grown, he was massive in that tank. So definitely. I would love another Oscar. It would probably be, well, these guys are getting better. I mean, as you all know, if you really watch them, and they've got a little bit of personality. They're not the greatest. But yeah, the skittishness really brings these guys down. But they are getting a lot better with being more fish-like, I guess, personality-wise. They beg a little bit for food, which is kind of cute, as long as they don't eat each other. But yeah, I don't want to get a tank bigger than a 55. I've got two 55s in here right now, and I mean, I would love a flower horn or something bigger, or a big Oscar, but I just don't want to get the bigger tanks. This goldfish, I think, is probably my biggest poop contributor, and he's good. I'm good with the poop load. Holy cannoli. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if they didn't get quite so big. I'm almost done water changes. What about you? Are you guys water changing now? That's what I was doing this morning too, because like I said, I had a full extra hour. The room actually looks pretty good. We'll have to do a tour. On my way to the local fish store. Oh no, Rob, what are you gonna get? Hi, Pond and More. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning. Oh, Big Easy's in here. Namaste. He's been like streaming like crazy. Sometimes I just leave him on. That's crazy. Good to see you. So yeah, who wants to see the room? It is like clean in here, like actually clean. I washed the floors, like it's clean in here. Last week, it was an absolute disaster in here. I didn't want to show you anything. It was like, no, just look at this little bit right here because it's all right, but don't look at anything else. Right now, the piranhas are actually acting quite kind of fun for the camera, which is all right. I'm going to spin you guys around. Oops, sorry. Quick tour. Your cable was tangled up. All right. There we go. So yeah, the piranhas are looking pretty good this morning. The glitter gang. Now these guys literally look like they have been dipped in glitter. It's just amazing, the weird sheen that these guys have. Or one pudgy one in the middle there. Yeah. Where's Loser? I think that was him that just flipped into the back there. He's had a couple of chunkies taken out of him. Definitely has his moments, that is for sure. But yeah, doing good, that tank for sure. And yeah, this is an ancient tank. When I first got this, we ran it with one of these aqua clears, and we literally, oh man, we take that whole thing apart. We would take all of the rocks out of the tank and wash them off in the kitchen sink. Like, holy crap, like those poor fish back then, they were hardy if you could keep them alive, for sure. So my bettas, see if I can move this a little better. I got my stool in the way. The bettas are doing really good. I'm gonna maybe try and aquascape this tank up a little bit better, just kind of give them something a little bit more permanent, because I don't think I'm gonna move them out of here. So I think we will try and fix it up a tad bit better for them. My log is sunk in the back, so that's good. So we'll work with that maybe a little bit this week. I think that'll be fun. And yeah, Casey, acting like he's starving. all the time. Feed me, feed me, feed me. He actually ate all of the duckweed. I can't believe how much duckweed this thing can eat. It is unbelievable. But yeah, it's good high protein food, so I just keep feeding it to him. Eat your veggies. Growing good, growing good. These shrimp, this is going to be a little harder to get to. The shrimp tank is doing good. My little rock piles. I hope you guys can see. Oh, I got this crooked. Ah, this is a little harder to do. The bottom row. So yeah, shrimp tank, doing really good. I might try and see if the local fish store would like some of these dang snails at this point, because holy crap, they're just going nuts in here. I got some almond leaves to put in there later, and we will be doing that. All right, the amicas just had another pile of babies. Holy population explosion again in the amica tank. There's lots of little itty bitty ones you can see up in the frog bed. Yeah, there's my big original mom. Still doing good. Let's see, can I find her? Yeah, there she is. That's the original mom. She has had every single one of these fish in this tank. Insane. So yeah, and the walla bettas, I've actually got some new dividers here. I have been using, as you can see, CD cases from when we bought a box of CDs. So I'm going to make some new dividers for these guys. That'll be fun. Okay. So yeah, that'll all be done with some nicer ones for sure. Just clean this guy. He's doing really, really good. One of my favorite males. This guy's getting awfully skinny. I don't know, he's having such a hard time eating with that gill plate stuck out. I don't know. He's a tough one, but once it hits the floor, he's not able to scoop it up at all. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, old tanks. Anybody else have an old metal frame? I know Mr. Bede has an old metal frame tank as well. I just love it. I have never resealed that tank. It's still going really good. Still going really good. So yeah, who else has got a metal frame tank? Anybody? I think they're so much fun. So much fun. Okay, what? You guys are talking about dividers and convicts. I have no idea about convicts. Nothing other than that they turn into kill everything in the fish tank, fish, and go back to the pet store. Dad's piranha here, I do believe he had a couple of, I think it was 3 convicts when I first met him. And yeah, they were just in the middle of devouring everything else that he had in that tank. He was learning. He was learning. He was having a moment in learning. Different convicts. I picked up a 10-gallon tank that's octagonal shaped for $5 at a yard sale. It has a small footprint, though. Try to decide what to put in it. Yeah, those ones are hard, those tanks. I've definitely had one before. I think that's what his tank that he had at the time was, actually. It was a 35 or something octagon. And yeah, they've got a strange footprint. You have to make sure you don't have fish that dart, because yeah, it's not this way, it's this way. Hey, so yeah, see, I'm interested to see what you come up with in $5. Good deal, good deal. Nothing wrong with that. There's always some of those in the Kijiji around here, the octagonal tanks going up. I do see them quite often posted, but I'm having I find my bow front looks kind of funny on my rectangle things here, so I don't know if I want to get one. They are pretty. If you can get a nice setup, though, they do look cool. Hard to film, though. Hard to film. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what you do. Let's see. Feed the betta that's having issues eating with tweezers, and feed him frozen food. Even the brine shrimp, like, he has trouble eating it. It's like he can't suction it in, if that makes sense. The best thing that he gets is the bug bites. He has the most luck with that. But yeah, it's like he can't suction it in because it's like it's always stuck out. That seems to be the problem. If he does have much more problems, we'll see what happens. Like I say, he's getting skinny, and oh my goodness, what a pain in the butt. And I can't do bloodworms, so it's bread and shrimp or bust. And like I said, when he can't suction it in, it's just not cool, not cool. But he's still kicking, so we're gonna leave him. We're gonna leave him. He's doing okay. But yeah, like what an odd issue. I've had one that's had a side stick out and it's popped back in. But I've never had one that's had the bottom one especially stay stuck out. Like, man, I don't know what to say about him. He's my needy child. Do-it-yourself divider, not a bad idea. You guys are talking about dividers. I've got one divider from Life with Pets, and I can put in, it fits in one of my 10 gallons back there. Much better than the other one. Do I have any wild bettas? No. I have found somebody in Calgary, which is about 3.5 hours away. I have been there, up there for the reptile show, but not someplace that we go often. She is bringing in some wild bettas lately, so I've been considering it. It's one of the things that I'm looking at. I don't know how they'd sell around here. I don't know. I really want to try and convert this fish room into a little bit more of something that can supply a bit better to the fish store. Right now, I've just got the guppies. The snails, I do have to bring a batch in. I got some bags again finally. So, but I mean, really, it's just the amicas, snails, and guppies, and I'd like to get something else as well. I don't know how the wild bettas would sell around here. I really don't. When you look like a GG, it's a lot of cichlid tanks around here, and a lot of very basic setups around here. The guppies, the mollies, plecos, that kind of stuff. Very, very basic. There's not a lot of, from the look of it, like the advanced. There are a few very advanced fish keepers in Medicine Hat. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some of the pictures that some people put on Facebook, and the couple of really serious dudes out here are just mind blowing. Like they got some cool fish rooms going on, some of them even. So yeah, I definitely, but I don't know if I got them, if they'd be easy to get rid of around here. So we'll see. We'll see. I've really been debating on them. And that's one of the things that's kind of holding me back right now, is I don't know how they'd be for getting rid of. Right now, I don't even know what I think of my bettas right now for the sellability and the movability. And I mean, my last batch was just an absolute botch. It was awful. So what do you say? What do you say? Desert bloom bettas, there you are, there you are. Yeah, that time change, it just messes you right up. I was actually on time today, desert bloom bettas. I really was. Oh, nice, you got a shipment going out. Well, that's so worth it. Okay, I need to point you guys at a fish tank. I just need to run around the corner for a minute. I have apparently been chugging coffee, so give me 1 second. I will be right back. Yep. I got up an hour early. Probably drank an extra half a cup of coffee while I was getting ready to do the live stream this morning. Guilty. It was really good though. It was really good coffee. Oh, hey, did you guys see my little fishies up there talking about oldie goldies? Yeah. Anybody else have any of those around? Another fun oldie goldie thing. I just had to include them into the fish room. Very, very cute. Oh no, who else did I miss? Hey, Madfish Diva's in here. Good to see you. Good morning, good morning. That is awesome. I've got some absolutely crazy people in here. Like, yay! Maybe the starting later thing is kind of cool. But yeah, like what a fun week this has been. I don't know. Hey, Diva, did you see the Halloween video I did? You got to check out the little king snake there, definitely. He was performing acrobats for me. I know it's probably not everybody's thing, obviously, from the views, but I know Diva likes the little cool critters, kind of like I do, so I just have to make sure. Never fear, Joe is here. Joe, I made a video just for you. It is my piranha video. Go back and look at it. I put my hand in the piranha tank. You go back, you watch that. That video is for you. So yeah, definitely. I guess I think I was trying to say earlier, like he's forming little circles back there too. I am getting a little bit more used to the piranhas. The training them to kind of expect food on the one side, to be able to clean on the other side, has really been paying off. Learning a bit of their body language as well, and just realizing exactly how skittish they are has helped as well. That was grossy. I'm sorry, not the old shade. It was Halloween. I had to do a Halloween one. Oh, that's too much. Yeah. I did put a warning out in the beginning, or tried to get a warning in there for sure. My next videos probably won't be feeding videos. They'll just be information and just playing with videos for sure. But I figured for Halloween it would be like, hey. Yes, I do have a definite interest in I love the snake side of reptiles. I find are cool too. I have had, was it a golden day gecko? I managed to kind of adopt her. I found out it was a her. She was quite old at the time, so I kind of got the end of her lifespan. I've never seen a critter get so old and shriveled up before, but yeah, that thing was absolutely neat. While she was kind of still young and running around, like I said, I had her for probably the last 2 years of her life. But yeah, she'd run right up the walls. It was absolutely quite the learning experience when she got out, and a lot of fun. A lot of fun. She would eat banana. She absolutely loved banana, which was really cool. So yeah, for sure. What else did I have? One of the other things that I got with that Oscar was a newt. I got one of those little red belly newts. They live forever. Nobody told me that. They live forever if you get a good one. Kind of like, oh, like 20 years kind of ever. I did not know that. It was kind of cool. Well, very, very cool. I'm going to go visit my grandpa's house after 3 years. Ooh, I will catch some wild fish there. Nice. That sounds absolutely cool, Proton. Take your camera, just don't drop it in the water. Just don't drop it in the water. That sounds kind of cool. Yeah. How many fingers are you missing? They're all there, Joe. They're all there. Definitely. Because the piranhas are much more skittish than they are anything. I'm definitely nervous that they're just, one of them was going to just lose its marbles for some unknown reason. Like I said, they are, right? They are anyway at the time. And just kind of dart at you, definitely. And I'm yeah, worried that a chunk will go missing there. So you're staring at them the whole time I'm cleaning them. But yeah, they just were sitting in the corner like, please stop. So definitely. I looked at a ball python. What? Madfish Diva, did you? Did you? Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, if you can get one like at a trade show or something, was that ever recommended? That was like one of the, like I said, I've never been to an expo of any kind, so getting to go to an expo and actually come home with something was really cool. Definitely very cool. Oh, thank you for hitting that thumbs up. I never remember to do that. But yeah, what is the most craziest thing that you used to do as maintenance back then? I know, like I said, ours was we'd actually physically take all of the gravel out of the tank and wash it in the sink in a strainer and put it back in that fish tank. with the tanks were cloudy an awful lot. We could never figure that out. We could never figure that out. Joe, I used to have snakes at one time. Yeah, like little noodles with heads. I think it's cool. Moth Guppy, hey, I gotta try and figure out how to put a video together for you too. I think that would be kind of neat. I'm not really good at the sharing the video parts. You might have to help me with that part, but I'm getting a bit better. I am getting a bit better. I'm now on to tea. I've had way too much coffee already. Way too much coffee already today. So yeah, you guys want to see the other half of the fishing room? I don't know where my big snail is. I don't. Oh, she's on the back glass. I put some beans in there. I thought I might be able to get her down, but she is up. She's up. Yeah, this tank, I'm not too sure. I've got 2 of these 10 gallons, and I know one of them is really, really old because it doesn't fit the dimensions of anything. We were talking with Life with Fish and trying out the dimensions on some of my tanks, and one of them's just right out to lunch. So I figured that's one of my probably other originals that goes with this. The glass is quite a bit heavier in that one, and the lip of it is thicker as well. So I have a feeling that's the other really, really old tank I got. I'm waiting for the seal to go in this one silver tank because, like I said, I haven't fixed it yet. Yeah. Oh, we got my plecos. Can you see the plecos? I think this tank has 3 girls in it. I put some beans in there. So I think there are 3 female bristlenose plecos in here. So far, they usually play very, very nice together. The guppies just had another batch of babies. Can you see them? Yeah, oh, you can see them. That is a new batch of guppy babies in there. I don't even know how many she spit out, but it's a lot. They're everywhere in that tank now. Yeah, I like this one. This one's had the light replaced. I've not got my root tabs in here, but I do need to. I love these guys. They're so cute. When I was starting, we did not have any other types of plecos other than those massive common plecos. Those were the only things available in the hobby. I'm so glad there's so many more options. But yeah, snail. So I've got the beans in there. We have got baby guppies in here as well, which is super cool. One of these snakeskin finally dropped some guppies, which is cool. My kid likes these ones, so I'm definitely going to be trying to pack. I think that's the guilty mom there. I'm going to be packing some of these up and taking them to the local fish store. And well, you guys just saw a video on the guppies, so yeah, everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing good. This is my one tank that kind of reminds me of Desert Bloom's guppies. It's just full. All of her tubs look like that. It's just nuts. I wish it would focus on the front of the tank, though, and not on the back of the tank. But it won't. That's all right. So yeah, everybody's doing good. Oh, this guy too. He's doing really good. This is the crown-tailed one. I'm debating if I want to try and do some breeding or not with. He'd be very cool if I did. This is the python tank. Just until it gets bigger. Then we'll get him something a little more entertaining. Sorry, that's the roof. But for right now, aimed a bit better again. Yeah, but for right now, I figure they don't like having the ball pythons are more hidey kind of creatures. They don't like the big open. They'd rather just spend their time in a little hole. So if they can't see through that, then he feels the whole enclosure is kind of nice and safe for him until it gets a little bit bigger anyway. So kind of nuts the way they see things, but oh well, whatever is up for them, right? I like all my female guppies had babies, and my betta ate almost all of them. Yeah, I've been considering as a bit of a population control, I could definitely do that. I have done that before. With those, what do I have in? It's one of those baby, you can hold a fish outside and it has a waterfall of water in the air tube that push the water in and the water has the waterfall out. I used to keep the guppies in there. I put a pregnant guppy in there and leave the waterfall open or to a very large spacing in there so that the babies would actually fall out. And then you could either have the babies fall into a 5-gallon fish tank where they're safe, or you could have them fall in as a feeder fish into some other fish tank, such as a bedded tank in like something like this. Because I know I couldn't put the female guppy in this tank. These guys are just, they've turned into a bunch of female bettas. They're buttholes to themselves all the time in there. There's constantly a little bit of bickering, which is why I said I think I want to obfuscate it a little bit if they're going to stay in there. Because yeah, they've turned into female bettas. They're playing quite nice. Like they're not beating each other up. They're just picking at each other, which is to be expected. They're bettas, right? So yeah, I used to put a guppy on the outside of the betta tank and just let the fry fall in there. It's kind of a fresh food. Definitely a fun idea too, if you don't want to have the population explosion. So to use them as a feeder fish is a awesome way to do it, and really healthy for your tanks too. If yes, the little breeder tank boxes, I don't know what the heck they are. But yeah, Zoe Kitty, that definitely the bettas will enjoy hunting the guppies down. I may do that for this tank eventually because I've got enough female guppies now to actually be able to spoil my fish like that. So maybe I'll rig that up and I'll just have to do a warning on that. I don't like to have the live feedings in the live videos because I have seen some people have their, basically all of their videos removed for doing live feedings of some sort to something. So I don't want to fall into that trap for sure. Yeah, a little scary with these guys, which is why I've never done a live feeding of any sort to these guys on camera. The worst I've done is the mealworms. Nobody seems to mind that. So I just don't want to have a bunch of videos taken down just because somebody didn't like that. And from what I can gather, that's basically what it is. They get a couple of complaints from something, and that's the end of that. Bye-bye. So I use guppy fried calls as betta food. Yeah, like it is. It's a fact out there, and to not be able to show that part of the hobby, I think, is kind of silly, but understandable, I guess. I think. I think if you warn at the beginning of the video what you're going to cover, you should be okay. Because I mean, I have seen some people show some crazy stuff on there and not get it taken down. So I think maybe it's all in your presentation. I spoiled my apple snails. And how did you spoil your apple snails? I'm kind of curious. I love, oh, there, now the big one's down there. She's finally found the beans. I think she knows that I like to feed her quite a bit from the top, that I'll pass her an actual LJ wafer, or I'll pass her a bean just for her. So I think sometimes she doesn't always go looking for the food at the bottom right away. Sometimes I think she'll check to see if I'm around. So yeah, what did you spoil your apple snails with? I'm up for some ideas. I might do some carrots up for these guys later, so, or something. Yeah, something different. And I know the carrots take them a while to eat, and then they leave the filter alone a little bit longer. What? My electricity is out. I hope it comes back on soon. You're the second person I've seen complain about that. Definitely the second. What is with that? You guys are losing some power over there. I'm kind of curious. What was that? I'm scrolling up through the comments here. It says, D, when I started keeping fish, I cleaned the tank with detergent. That was a horrible mistake. Yes, I remember scrubbing with all sorts of stuff. I don't think, do we use bleach? I know we used a lot of dish soap. I think the Dawn was still going with the oil spills and stuff, so I think we used a lot of Dawn sometimes to kind of really give it a good. We didn't use a lot, but I do remember using some of that for sure. Like, I find it entertaining, like, from then until now. I think the biggest change has been the info, the availability of info has been amazing. And technology, like the test strip kind of thing to understand the nitrogen cycle, and yeah, just the info to pass that along. I mean, yeah, my first breeding of bettas took place, I think it was about probably 2 pages worth of info written down on a text file. And it was hard. It was hard. Now I can't, like, if I could start that at this point, being able to watch people's videos and then being able to even send that person an email and say, what exactly did you do here? I think that'd be so cool. Like, when I was in the pet store, they were just starting to get to the point where, like, people would bring in Polaroids of their fish to us and say, this is my fish, this is my problem, can you tell me what's going on? And we thought that was awesome to be able to see that, because that was a very cool technological advance, just to be able to do that now, to be able to just post a picture on the internet and get hundreds of people, sometimes not always welcome advice, is neat. So like I said, not always welcome advice, but it's very cool. I think that is the biggest improvement. Like, wow. We definitely did not hear anything about the nitrogen cycle for a very long time when we'd kept fish. Yeah, I remember a lot of cloudy fish days just sitting there going, why? And I remember, yeah, discovering if you didn't clean the filter out quite as crazy, sometimes it didn't spike it as much. We didn't know that's what happened, but it didn't make it as cloudy, you know. That was kind of neat. Yeah, quite the advances. Who else I got in here? Oh, Aranda Children is in here lurking. Hi, good morning. Good morning. What? Oh man, what did I miss? Just watched your video. Oh, good, Joe. Good, Joe. See, my fingers were in there. When I tried to adjust the camera to put it back on, I didn't have the greatest angle, but so I was too busy staring at the actual piranhas, making sure they weren't going to eat me. Not sure why your power's out. It's a little windy. Oh, well. Hope it doesn't go off too long. Who knows? I remember having our power go out at a farm once for hours, and it was because an owl landed on the box. Not the greatest way to find out your power was out, but yeah, it was perfectly calm and everything's lovely and it's just nice, and yeah, the power goes out for hours. It's like, what? Yeah, crazy owl. So yeah, like, you never know. Hopefully, yeah, I'd rather it be a tree than an owl any day, but we definitely, when I was at the farm, we had a lot of power outages, and it was much more entertaining out there. Oh, nice. I gave them 3 algae wafers and 2 big pieces of cucumber. Oh, I love the cucumber, definitely. I think the favorite is the beans. I think it's because it's so soft. They just kind of mow through it. Like, they really do look like cows when you put the beans in there with the snails. And I mean, that's another thing. Holy crap, has food ever advanced since when I started? The option, and I remember when I first saw freeze-dried fish food, it was like, holy crap, that's cool. Very, very cool. Definitely, definitely. What was my other favorite? Pellets were my absolute, like the sinking pellets. I just loved those when we started keeping fish. I thought those were the funnest things to drop in ever. Freeze-dried when they came out, now that was something else. Frozen food, I don't think I even ran into that until I started working at the pet store in the big city. And man, I thought that was, it was pricey, but it was cool. And with that, they also have brought in the live blackbirds and stuff. But I don't like the worms. I don't know if that's where the allergies started from or what, but I know I was feeding a can of freeze-dried bloodworms. And that caused a lot of chaos that day. So yeah, it makes me wonder, because I know it's from exposure. You gain those allergies from exposure, so it makes you wonder. All right. Oh, select pets in here. That's cool. That's cool. So I know Rachel O'Leary is on, and I really want to go to her stream too. Hey. I hate missing hers. I can't believe she put one on Sunday morning at the same time. I should have jumped on half an hour early for sure. Yeah, Melvin, he's everywhere. Yes. But, okay, JH, now, when I look on mine, it says you're not starting until 12 o'clock my time. So I'm confused, JH. Do you not do the time change, or how is that gonna work? I'm confused. Now you got me wanting to look. I never really paid a lot of attention to it before, but yeah, the last time it looked at City, we're going to start at 12 o'clock my time, which is in an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm confused. Where is that? Does that still say at that time? Yeah, I'm kind of confused how this time change thingy works now. Oh, now I've lost my chat. I don't do daylight savings time. Wow, for peanuts. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. All right. So, I'm glad my stream doesn't go over top of yours. That's very, very cool. I really wish we wouldn't do the time change thing. It drives me crazy every time we do it. Every time we do it. I'm definitely one of those people that hates it. It really messes everything up. I especially hate the one in the spring forward. Well, poop on that crap. One of these days, maybe we will not do that. I know our next door neighbors in Saskatchewan, they don't do that. I think that's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The one and only thing where I sit and say, I want to be like Saskatchewan. But, okay, it'll happen. I'm positive we will get there. So I don't know. Good to know. Well, I will definitely log on to yours. That's kind of nice, because usually I'm jumping off before your stream, and this time I will be on for it, and I will be leaving just after your stream. I'm excited, because yeah, usually I have to take off halfway through your thing. We go out and do some classes. So cool. I'm excited for that. I have 15 tanks, so I hope they don't crash. Yeah, come on, Nola. You still don't have power? Get in there with the bubbler going. Yeah, dang. Well, I'll be thinking of you now, Nola Jane. Did you get your power back on soon? Yeah, when we were out at the farm and we kept losing power, we took it down to one fish tank. We had 175 running out there, because we had no well water, we had no anything. Any water that you wanted out there, you had to drag it in from the city or haul it back in a gigantic tub on the back of one of our trucks. We definitely broke the springs out in that truck. That truck died. But it was a lot of fun. But we did not do a lot of fish tanks, because yeah, I hauled all my fish tank water in those blue jugs in my car separately, just because I didn't want to take that out of our shower water or drinking water. Yeah, you had to conserve. You had to really conserve. So that was nuts. And then if you did lose power, you lost your water too, because it was all run by pump. So it was fun living out of the farm. I think I can definitely relate to JH in a lot of ways. That it was like stepping back into time. A lot of the places we were at, we were not connected to a lot of technology back in there. It was very entertaining. I loved it. It was a great experience. Don't recommend it. It was a lot of work. Yeah, it was a lot of work. But it was fun trying to keep fish in that environment as well, and relying very heavily on plants and filtration, natural filtration, because I didn't want to do a lot of water changes. I did miss having a lot of fish tanks, but like I said, I did keep 175. But when you had to run into town and steal people's water in town, fill up your jug and put it in the car and drive back, yeah, they think you're nuts. Oh, hey there. I'm so going to say your name wrong. But hi, good to see you, good to see you. I'm going to be, well, I don't know what else you guys want to see in here. I think we've given the tour. Yeah, the time change is messing everything up. Yeah, especially when some places don't do the time change. I don't know how they do that on, like, say, in India and all that kind of stuff, if they've got the time change over there. I only know about it over here, and it drives me nuts. So I think it's kind of neat. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, like, yeah, JH's stream being right after mine. That's awesome. It definitely will help to try and get me to start on time as well, which is a good bonus. Because normally I start, you know, between 5 and 10 minutes late, and I usually go a little 5 or 10 minutes late. So this will be kind of good to cut me off right on time. So that's cool. I kind of like that. At least until spring ahead. I never know what to do with the stupid time change. But yeah, my guppies are doing really good. You guys are giving me really kind of a fun idea to try maybe do a guppy dump into the betta tank. I think that might be kind of fun, and I'm sure the bettas would absolutely love it. Give them something to do. But yeah, I'm going to try and set up their tank a little bit different. I was stacking some rocks in there. It's not all that great, but I was thinking about them, because yeah, I think I might just keep that tank the way it is. Because yeah, breeding bettas is, yeah, it's kind of got me, all the betta breeders have been talking about it. Even Desert Bloom, man, you really got me thinking about it the other day. Like, do I want to try and breed another batch of bettas, or do I want to try one or two other things that I could try, but I couldn't because the bettas take up so much time, so much time. Like, I've really enjoyed cutting that wall back to the point where it's at right now, because I've had some extra time to spend with the other tank and play with some other projects as well. Like, I've taken this wall down to, that's it, that bottom row there, that's got some bettas in it, and just the big tanks on the bottom. Definitely cut down a few bettas. I said I had a few deaths last week from some of the gibbled ones, so I just kind of tossed them and a few extras all at the same time, and I've still got two that aren't looking very good from that, like that. Like I said, my last batch was just, it was awful, absolutely awful. And like Life with Pets was saying the other day, like, you're gonna fail, and yeah, you put all that work into a batch of bettas and not be able to sell one, not be able to have one fish in the batch that looks good, is just, oh, it's disheartening, I have to say. Absolutely. Killifish, you know, that was actually one of the things that I was looking at, was ordering some killifish eggs to do with the triops, because it's kind of along the same idea. That's funny you mention it. I've been really thinking about that, Zoe Kitty. Yeah, really thinking about that. I thought that would, yeah, be something so up my alley, something a little different, and something I know that wouldn't end up with so much live food and so many individual containers. Yeah, I think it would be really neat to see. So that's funny, Zoe Kitty. You like nailed that one, absolutely nailed that one. Because yeah, like, the bettas are awesome. I love it, but I think I would rather treat 10 bettas like the kings and queens that I'd like to treat them at, because that's the way I feel about them, rather than go through all that work. And these guys are the ones that get the bonus of it. Like, what? Like, do you know, that's so hard to do. That is very hard to do. Yeah, I see. Desert Bloom says, haha, they really do. I love working with them, but I think you definitely have to have dedicated time for them. I enjoy working the swales and guppies with the time off. Yeah, like, and if you get a big batch, like you've seen, when you got over 100 bettas, it is so time consuming that everything else takes a bit of a hit for it because you can't let up on it. You just can't let up on it. It's nuts. So I could see maybe if I had an entire system that did a water change for me, maybe this being a more plausible thing to do. But right now I'm doing a lot of water changes on a lot of individual little cups every day, and it is time consuming. It's not that I don't like doing it, it's just the time placement for me, especially with the homeschooling starting as well. So right, Desert Bloom, that's, I mean, you gotta put your priorities in the good spot. And I mean, I've got my bit of videos. If anybody does want to look at them, definitely like hit me up, give me a shout, send me an email. Like, I've done it. I like doing it. It's not to say that I won't do it again in the future, maybe. Because like I said, I do like working with them. They're a lot of fun. But at this moment, I don't know. I don't know. I'm in such a spot right now. I've really been thinking, and yeah, Creative Pets has said that. Simply Bet is kind of, everybody's kind of on the same boat. And so, I mean, with all of the gorgeous fish that are being brought in right now, like, that's a lot of work to try and compete with something that is so readily available. It's hard. It's hard. And like I said, Desert Bloom Bettas, a lot of people in Medicine Hat, they kind of feel that the homegrown stuff should be sold cheaper than the stuff in the pet store, which I can kind of get your point, but at the same time, I don't get your point. Like, there's so much work that goes just into the bettas. I can see giving like really cheap deals on my guppies because it's not a lot of work, but the bettas, holy crap. Like, it's a lot of work. So yeah, it's kind of a toss-up thing for sure. For sure. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Like I said, I got one female there and I got one male there, but I don't know. I might sit and look online for some killifish eggs, see what comes up. I don't know how do they do going across the border? Does anybody know? I'm kind of curious. Because I know Gary Lang sells some. There's a lot of beautiful people that are like beautiful fish that are coming up in the States, and I would love to try and get some. But do they come? How do they get across the border? Would they get stopped? I'm nosy. I don't think people not in the betta world appreciate just how much time and dedication goes into one fish. Yes, and I mean, it's so much easier off where it's warmer in Thailand and stuff where they do it, where they've just got, I've seen the setups where they've got 10,000 of them and they literally just walk across the floor of fish. And they just, the water just goes in, overflows naturally onto the floor and runs out. Where here we're doing such craziness. It's just nuts. I hear you, Desert Bloom. It's crazy. Ken, hey, good morning, good morning. We're having a betta rant at the moment. Having a betta rant. I guess, yeah, it kind of goes into the old and the new versus ways of things to do things. But back when I started breeding bettas, there wasn't a lot of really cool bettas coming out. I mean, I didn't hear about a plague cat betta until years later after I'd bred my first ones. So I mean, you didn't get a lot of them. So any that you did get were really cool. The stores were really interested in them. Here, the amount of competition that the time and effort that you put into one where they can pump them out in Thailand, it's nuts. It's nuts. It really is. So I don't know. Yeah, all we do is veil tails. Exactly. Exactly. And then you had red ones and you had blue ones and you had white ones. And ugly yellow ones. Lots and lots of ugly yellow ones I remember getting. Definitely not the vibrant colors, no marbling kind of thing in anything. So yeah, 54 Punchy. Hi, good to see you. Good to see you. We will be shutting down here soon. I know JH is going to be doing his stream right away. So yeah, he doesn't do time changes. Go figure. I like his way of thinking. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to double check on My computer's saying it's going to start at 12. Maybe that's odd. Maybe because I looked last night, which was before the time change actually happened. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I always like, what was the theory? That only some people could think that if you cut the chunk off the top of the blanket and sew it onto the bottom of the blanket, you make a longer blanket. Kind of the idea of a time change. The day doesn't get any longer if you move an hour. I don't get it. Just leave the hour. I like my schedule. So I don't know. Hi, 54 Punchy. How's it going? I loved your fishy video. That was a good one. I have not made a ton of fish food myself. You guys have all got me kind of wanting to go out and get a thing of the rapashi. Just to try, just to see what happens. Because, yeah, I think it might be kind of neat. You guys, you really got me thinking on it. I can't believe you put a red pepper in there. That's kind of neat. I wouldn't have thought to put red pepper in there. I just feed my goldfish a lot of duckweed. He doesn't stop eating duckweed. But I figure it's pretty high protein, so go for it. I can't believe how much duckweed that guy eats. Like, if it's in there, he doesn't stop eating. It's like it goes in and a trail of poop comes up. But I like my goldfish. Some of the reason that I ended up with this goldfish was because of you, 54 Punchy. I just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, really? That's cool. I might have to try that. I can't get anybody in this house to eat it, though. So I might have to eat the extra. Yeah. Check out my piggy. A lot of his being around here is because of you. I almost started asking around about the pearls, but I wanted my black morse so bad. If he ever does end up in that 55 gallon, I might have to ask about the pearls, but we'll see. Oops. I need to get a goldfish to eat my duckweed. Yeah, like, it is awesome how much duckweed that guy eats. It is, and like I said, it seems like such a perfectly balanced meal. It's like, whatever, I'll just keep feeding it to him. Like, it's really kind of cool that way. Definitely enjoy that. But yeah, I might have to go pick up a thing of rapashi and try this making some food. I usually just do the individual items. Trying to actually combine it all into one food might be kind of nifty. The mystery snail should like the bell pepper as well. Yeah, like, like that might be kind of neat. I'm gonna have to try them. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some rapashi and a bell pepper. Right now, I just throw my duckweed in my snallow and gel fish food. Yeah, like, I don't see my mystery snails eating the duckweed as much as I see that big snail eating the duckweed. I mean, she will just sit there and make a filter, and it just filters in and disappears. It's really funny to watch. She's usually not on a good angle to get on camera, but I am trying to get it because, yeah, it's really funky to watch her eat the duckweed, and she will even eat the what the heck is that? The hornworth? She even sits there and that'll disappear. I heard somebody sit and say that in the wild there they would actually eat the paint right off of the houses if they crawled up. They would chew on the paint. That's nuts. So yeah, that'd be kind of cute. I'm nosy. I know sometimes they feed them the carrots. Like I said, that's the only thing I've tried in that way. But okay, cool. I'm gonna go do. You've got me convinced. Off to go get some rapashi. And the half-gallon tanks for them. Oh, I know, like crazy. And if you can't change them, it's just nuts. The bettas. They don't seem to like it while it's alive, but they like it in snallow. I guess because it's dead. Yeah. He looks so much bigger. Does he look bigger? Oh, I hope so. I don't notice because I see him every day, but I think he's getting bigger. The belly's finally starting to lose a little bit of the black, so that's kind of neat. We'll see. I'm excited. Do those, question, do those now that I can't remember the name. Those goldfish that you got, do those guys get really, really big too? Like, I haven't seen a huge example of your pearls yet, so I'm kind of curious on, do they get as big as the normal ones? Or does that kind of stunt them a little bit? I know you generally, with the more mutated something is, usually the smaller it gets. So I'm kind of curious if that is true with that. That might be a good option because I can't believe how much this guy poops. I don't know if it's because of the availability of duckweed 24/7. He poops 24/7, but yeah, sometimes I'm thinking two of them would just be too much. Too much. Well, it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to jump over and watch JH's stream now. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. You've given me some new age food to think about, some rapashi. We definitely never did anything like that way back then, for sure. That was not a food option or even thought of option, so maybe we'll step it up and we'll try this. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys next Sunday.